This shit ain't for kids, bro. What up, everyone? It's your boy Xmanny87 here, bringing you a Marvel Legends news video. And what I have for you today is a recap and my thoughts from the Fan First Friday live stream that was on Hasbro Post today, May 22nd, 2020. Going over some stuff we've seen before, also anything new that's been added to what was already revealed, and of course, we are going to cover all the new releases in this video. Before I get into everything, if you could please drop a thumbs up like rating on the video and also leave a like for the hype of the new Marvel Legends figures revealed today. Now with that said, let's go! So they briefly went over the pinless tech, showing off the new Old Man Hawkeye that is being packed in with Old Man Logan. So it looks really cool, and that extended crossbow is looking insane. I'm happy that they fixed the hair on Rogue and gave her the white painted bangs through revision of final production. A new angry alternate head was also revealed. So Rogue has had many emotional facial expressions in the comics, so happy to see something like this for the character. The new pinless tech mold on the legs look thicker and great, which is how I like those proportions to fit on characters such as Rogue, Storm, etc. Reminds me of the Jubilee Bath Storm legs, which I believe are the Hellcat legs too, but without the wobbly leg syndrome. The pinless tech is created to stop that and have the sturdiest and most durable function over fashion. Then we get more details about the upcoming Nimrod. He'll have a Powers of X, Powers of 10 head, and a classic alternate head, which looks amazing. We get new larger repulsor blast effects, and those blast rings around the effects looks insane, as well as removable butterfly looking like wings. The packaging for the deluxe classic War Machine was also revealed. This is going to be the best Marvel Legends figure this year, and you can fight me on that. He will also be sporting the pinless tech, which is cool. With that said, the sculpt and accessories are insanely epic, from blast effects to blast off effects, and the roadie head with the 90s flat top. They just went above and beyond here, destroying the clunky looking Toy Biz one and putting it to shame. Can't give us an Age of Apocalypse wave this year without the man himself, Apocalypse. So he does sport alternate left hands and a head, actually just one alternate left hand. And he also has a human skull accessory which he can hold. They actually had a plan for those human skulls for a San Diego Comic-Con AOA diorama. That would have been amazing to see, but sadly SDCC is cancelled, as we know, and hope to see that one day. The alt-neutral looking head looks great, and I wonder if it can pass for a neutral head on the Apocalypse Bath body to have that stoic look. Great looking piece with new parts. Then they freaking teased the shoe of Sebastian Shaw, man, like OMFG. If you guys saw my New York Toy Fair interview with Ryan Ting and Dwight Stahl of Hasbro, I asked about the Hellfire Club. In that interview, I brought up the possibility of how to market the Hellfire Club because the name Hellfire isn't exactly family retail friendly. So I did mention how online would be the best solution for that, whether it's on Pulse or another online retailer. Looks like it could be this year's San Diego Comic-Con exclusive, which I'll talk about later. With the SDCC or another online retailer outlet, they can get away with labeling that name this way. Also, this is a good opportunity to give us a skimpy looking white queen with the thong on. It's not to be a perv or anything like that. I just want the character to match every likeness of the character for that specific time to be 100% comic accurate. Speaking of exclusives, Classic Moon Knight is a Walgreens exclusive, and he went up for PO today at about 3:30 p.m. Eastern time on the Walgreens website. I had issues adding to the cart, so my order didn't go through. Hasbro Post then posted on their stories that they're working on fixing the issues, so at the time of this recording, he's still not up yet, so hopefully he'll be up soon for us to order. But he looks absolutely incredible. 2 closed fists, 2 gripping hands, 3 moonarangs and 2 large ones, an alt head sporting an all black mask, and unlike the last Moon Knight where you had the 2 billy clubs that plug into each other to create like a mini bow staff, this time, more importantly, we get a reuse of the Gambit staff in all white. One of my most anticipated figures this year, no doubt. The rest of the Spider-Man Retro series was revealed, but first they covered the solo re-releases of Mysterio and Kingpin. Besides the obvious repaint, Mysterio this time will come with a translucent Quentin Beck head, which I would have loved to have gotten a flesh tone painted one as well. Kingpin, again, besides the new paint deco, he sports a newly sculpted ascot and a battle damaged bloody cut up head. During this time they mention how they love adding new things to switch up for whenever they revisit a character for a re-release, so I can always appreciate that. I always commend them for giving collectors, new or old, a second chance to acquire a character they may have missed out on. To go over what was already revealed, we have the Spider-Man V2. He looks incredible. I always wanted a buffed up Spider-Man like the 90s animated series style. That was my favorite Spider-Man cartoon ever. He comes with the double ab crunch and the hip pivot to get more leg range, which Dwight told me during the interview at New York Toy Fair. He showed off that he would not show off, but he told me that he would have this like pivot. So in the video he did show off how he can pretty much have his toes close to touching his head, so you can come close as you can to recreate those comic stylized poses. Mary Jane on the Gwen Stacy body was shown. I love this look for Stacy. More so than Mary Jane. As for Mary Jane, I may pop these jacket arms off and put the jacket on the original body to have an altered look. But my god, this Mary Jane head sculpt is so much better than the first one. That Daily Bugle paper roll accessory I will put with my JJ figure. Peter Parker showing off the spider sense head is cool, but a missed opportunity not adding a spider sense effect to display with it as shown on the packaging. But I love the camera accessory, and I'm just finally happy to get a civilian Peter Parker. So regardless, another figure I'm very excited for this year. To kick off the rest of the new retro figures revealed, we get Green Goblin in his classic flat green and purple deco. Thank God it's not metallic like the last one. Look at those yellow eyes, those adorable yellow eyes. Seriously, I want this face as an emoji now. Best of all, the Norman Osborn head is freaking gold. We've been wanting one forever. His classic comic hair wave sculpted looks great, and can't wait to see how this looks on a suited body. Definitely a lot of photography potential with this guy to display as like a political menace, you know, Hammer, Iron Patriot, or some laboratory setups, which, speaking of Iron Patriot, I hope we get an updated one soon. Lastly, the glider is modified at the bottom to display the Demo Goblin flight stand and elevate your Green Goblin in air. Now this one I'm sure you guys are so excited for, the classic Electro to round out your classic Sinister Six. Unlike the last more modern Electro version with the Pizza Spidey mold and the Space Venom wave, this one has a more jacked up look, which looks to be the Buck we've seen on Magneto, Marvel, Cosmic Spider-Man, etc, etc. We finally get powered down hands this time, and translucent yellow static fingers on his hands. My favorite reveal out of this retro wave is the 90s armored Daredevil. I am so hyped for this, guys. Here's a fun fact about me. My first Daredevil figure as a kid was the Toy Biz Retro Daredevil with the same exact costume. I got it as a birthday gift from my brother. So speaking of my birthday, it's actually in 2 weeks, and all these reveals are like an early birthday gift to me. So yeah, I'll be turning 33 years old. Anyways, growing up in the 90s, this is the Daredevil costume I saw a lot of in the comics. Dwight mentioned it's an entirely new sculpt, which I don't see the pinless tech used here, so I wonder if they'll, you know, retool this later down the line. Unfortunately, no butterfly joints yet again on a Daredevil. Anyways, this guy looks absolutely phenomenal, and I love the swappable baton bracers, so I'm always excited to see new accessories in the Legends line. Swappable hands, and the regular billy clubs that plug into each other. So that, and we also get a Matt Murdock head to swap out. Next up, we get some new army building AIM packs, and they are up for pre-order on Hasbro Pulse. We get all solid black guns this time, which looks good, if not better than the last ones. More interestingly enough is that Ryan Ting mentioned we would get an all-new army build character that we never got before. So it's not going to be hand ninjas as they did that before. This is where I'm excited most, guys, because I think we are finally getting some Hellfire Club goons. If you saw my New York Toy Fair interview video already or haven't, be sure to check it out on my channel, because I asked them for the Hellfire goons, and Ryan did confirm that the idea of Hellfire goons has been kicked around. This is crazy, man, as a lot of my questions and wishes from New York Toy Fair are being answered and coming to fruition. So then they went into some Q&A and were asked about like Build-A-Figure reissues. You know, BAFs are not going away, thank God. You know, that is Marvel Legends tradition. I never want the BAFs to go away. That's what always makes me look forward to a wave. The deluxe figs are a way for them to pretty much re-release a character in another costume, you know, because characters, there's always more than one look for characters. Then we get questions about some of the retro waves and anniversary lines, and they actually would love to do that yearly with either waves or solo releases, as it's a way to revisit more characters and also introduce new ones that they didn't do the first time around. Dan also teased the possibility of another retro wave this year, so he said stay tuned for that. And to add to that, it also gives them a chance to go back and fix or update MCU figures that were based off of concept art to the final look. Some movie figures are rescheduled due to the pandemic, which means the Eternal Wave will now be released in 2021. The Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse movie figures are confirmed and to be released soon. They didn't confirm whether it'll be like the last 2-pack with Miles and Gwen, where it was off of a previous mold repainted into the movie colors, or if it's an all-new body mold replicating that of the animated style. And then the House of X Powers of 10 crossover figures are indeed in the works, so I am absolutely excited to hear about this. And Apocalypse on the Kingpin suit would be an easy one for them to knock out. Also, there are more team sets in the works for future releases. They are just being money conscious and cautious on what teams to lay out because of limited accessibility due to its premium pricing. Then they confirmed that 2020 San Diego Comic-Con exclusives will be 2 X-Men box sets, so I'm so stoked for this. 1 comic set and 1 movie set. So this is where I got hyped AF, as the comic box version I speculate will be a Hellfire Club set that I mentioned earlier. This makes sense to do it this way instead of retail stores. It also makes sense and makes me further speculate that we will get Hellfire Club goons as the new character for the army builder this year to have alongside them. I'm so ready for Sebastian Shaw, Selene, White Queen, Leland, and Pierce to be added onto my X-Men display shelf. If this is true, a Jean Grey Black Queen figure can't be far along. As for the X-Men movie box set, I speculate that it's going to be a complete team of the black leather suits. All I know is that box is going to be epic for sure. They always go all out with their San Diego Comic-Con packaging, so interested to see how that will come out. They will release details of its availability soon, so most likely they'll be sold on the Hasbro Pulse website. Then they ended it with a bang. Dwight confirmed we are getting the biggest Build-A-Figure ever made in Legends form for 2021. Bigger than their Fing Fang Foom or anything from the Toy Biz era. He then pulls out this big ass Sentinel leg, and I said, what the shit? Like, OMFG, OMFG, OMFG. The hype is so real right now, guys. I'm so hyped right now, but also confused because at New York Toy Fair, they teased the HasLab project being Project Sentinel, but now that they mentioned we're getting the biggest BAF ever in 2021, this makes me think that it's not going to be a solo figure project, but instead an entire X-Men wave to build this giant Sentinel. I mean, look at that leg, man. That leg alone looks like it's 12 inches tall, and I can't imagine the final height. Can you imagine a 3 or 4 foot tall Sentinel? My mind is absolutely blown. But I do need clarification if the HasLab project is going to be a Sentinel wave or something else entirely, like maybe a Blackbird or a Danger Room diorama. So again, looking for clarification. But with Dwight saying the biggest BAF ever is coming in 2021, I'm assuming it's the Sentinel wave. I can't handle all this hype, man. I'm loving it. Hopefully we'll have interchangeable heads, like a battle damage one that you can pop off to make and display it like such on the ground as if Wolverine chopped its head off. Having swappable parts for it would be genius, especially if they give us some battle damage arms, chest plate, and legs if possible. This is the best time to be a Marvel Legends collector. I am so hyped for what's to come in the future of this line. So now I kick it back to you guys. What do you guys think of these new reveals? What was your favorite reveal? And would you like to see me do more news videos? Let me know. Comment below. Alright guys, that was a wrap for the day. So share and subscribe if you're new. See you on the next video. Peace, peace.